If you're thinking of moving to the Dallas area and you haven't heard of Granbury, well, that's probably because it's a little bit removed, but it is one of the top destinations for people to move to, especially if you're retiring for a lot of reasons. Let me tell you why. Number one, they got a lake. Lake life is awesome. It's a lot of fun. Number two, you've got a really cool downtown area. There's a lot of stuff to do around here. They've got beautiful communities with activities, all that kind of stuff, and a ton of new construction. On top of all of that, some of the lowest property taxes you're gonna find in the area. And of course, guys, we are taking you out first to show you neighborhoods like this one, which we might have got to a little bit early. There's like not a single house out here. There's actually a playground way over there. That's something. But today we are gonna put Granbury on the map and show you why it's so awesome. We're also gonna take you around to a bunch of different new home communities, just like this one, everything from homes under 300,000, if you can believe that, to stuff that's over 2 acres of land with all the bells and whistles you could possibly want. We're gonna show it all to you. Let's get going. So we're kicking things off today. I say we, I'm missing Jack today. It's gonna be a little bit different if you're used to watching our videos. Jack is on a cruise, probably sipping some kind of fruity beverage and just having a great time on here, pounded pavement. But anyways, you can see really cool feel out here, kind of a cottage feel. This is literally right next to an elementary and preschool, so you could walk your kids to school if you wanted to. And we're gonna show you a couple houses here. This first one's gonna be a little bit smaller, about 1,600 square feet, 3-2. We're gonna show you a little bit larger one next. Also, in this video today, we're gonna show you some of the most economical stuff you can get here in Granbury. And then also the acreage, the big stuff, the big kahunas, it's got everything you could possibly want type stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking and open this door. Let's go. So first impressions in this house is wow, very interesting color choices. We're gonna get to those here in a minute. The master bathroom has a tile which I've never seen before, so that's gonna be interesting. But here in the hallway, you've got this little section here that sits back, so if you wanna do like a little entryway table, you've got room for it. And then you've got your coat closet right here, which is a good size. But first, let's check out those secondary bedrooms. So before we get to the 2 bedrooms over here, you're gonna have your first full bath right here. So this is gonna have your sink, tub. It is a single vanity, which may be a little bit above a bummer if you've got kids that are gonna be fighting over that in the morning. But over here is gonna be your first bedroom. Now this bedroom's not very big at all. It's probably, if I had to guess, 10.5 by 10.5. You do have 2 windows here, bringing in a lot of natural light from the front, and also a walk-in closet as well. Second bedroom here, just like the first one, probably 10.5 by 10.5, 2 windows here. One of the things I do like is they've got 2 extra lights here in the ceiling for extra visibility at night, I guess. Obviously walk-in closet, and they do have outlets on both sides of the bed. So if you're gonna have nightstands, it's already set up for that, which is nice. But let's go check out that kitchen. So walking into your living space, you're gonna have an area set up over here for your dining room or your dining table. Over here is going to be your master suite and laundry room. We'll get to that here in a second. This is obviously your living space, and then right behind here is going to be your kitchen. So this is a really good sized kitchen actually. For the size of the house, I think you have a ton of counter space, which is fantastic. Another thing that I really like about this kitchen is the fact that your sink is over here facing your backyard, and you've got windows that look out there. So it brings in extra natural light. Ton of space here with no sink. It makes this feel giant, right? So you've got a ton of space here if you've got kids in the morning or if you're entertaining. Obviously a ton of counter space and custom cabinets as well. And yeah, they are soft close, which is always nice. And you can see a couple pendant lights here. They've done lighting underneath all your cabinets. You've got extra uppers along the top. So a lot of extras were put into this kitchen, which is always really good to see. Now let's check out that master. All right, so our master is nothing over the top. This is probably 12.5 by 12.5, decent sized room. And I should have mentioned laundry room's right here, and that goes out to your garage. So you do have a laundry room here with a tiny little folding area. if you will, and then a closet as well. So, and then through here is the master bathroom with a very interesting tile. Let's go take a look. All right, so walking into the master, first thing I noticed was the size of this tub. Now there's a lot of standalone tubs out there, and typically they're small, like they're hard to get into, there's not enough room. This is a very good size. And then the next thing I noticed was the color of this tile. It is like a very muted teal. Never seen it before. And I gotta be honest, I don't hate it, but I also don't love it with these countertops, to be honest with you. There's probably a woman that's gonna walk in here and be like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is the bathroom of my dreams. This is a perfect tile, whatever. That's awesome, right? Not my thing. Obviously, I'm a dude. But anyways, you got separate his and her vanities, which is great. You've actually got extra space here for stuff, right? And then at first, I didn't like that this window is a little bit smaller, but knowing that you've got a place here to hang towels or whatever up, I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. And then over here, you've got this nice shower, really good size shower niche to put soaps and bottles and everything else on. So they've done a really nice job with that. And then the master closet, actually pretty snazzy. So walking into this thing, first off, you got a little space here for jewelry, whatnot. You've got a window. I love having natural light in a master closet. And you've got a ton of storage space around here as well. So I think they've done a really good job with the storage here. And if you're somebody that likes space outside in your backyard, that was a terrible transition. Let's go take a look. Now guys, this has a phenomenal size backyard for what you're getting here. So like plenty of room. You could put a pool, a swing set, everything else back here. Lots of room for activities. The only thing that I'm a little bit disappointed with is how narrow this back patio is. So I feel like if they had just doubled this, you would have had enough space to, you know, put a little bistro set, a grill, that kind of thing to really enjoy this back patio. But I think the way it's set up, you're probably going to want to extend this somehow if you're somebody that enjoys the outdoor area. Now, if you really like outdoor space, we're going to be looking at stuff later on in this video that's on Acreage, right? So if that's the kind of thing you like, stick around for that. But first, let's talk about prices. We're going to show you another one that's a little bit bigger than this. So let's jump next door and take a look. All right, so after seeing that one, when you see this next one, you're going to say, is that even the same builder? I know it is because I looked at the sign, but completely different looking here. And also the other thing too, this one's a lot bigger. So that one's about 1,600. I think this is about 2,300. One of the nice things here is if you run out of space in your house, there's a bunch of storage right over there. So you don't have to go far if you need some extra storage. But anyways, let's go check this one out. So first things first, as you walk in, number one, this patio is gorgeous. There's a ton of space there. You walk in, you've got this beautiful staircase that wraps around, goes upstairs into your landing, and there's 2 bedrooms upstairs. Now there's actually 4 bedrooms in this home, so if you are somebody that needs a little extra space, wants a guest room down, an office, we got you covered. Anyways, let's check out this kitchen because it is phenomenal. So as we walk in, you're saying, what's going on? What are those lights? You're actually sitting on what would be the dining room table. So we've got dining room, living room, kitchen. Yeah, sneak peek. They did some cool stuff over here. We got a little bit of glass in the shelves. So I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but in the first house, there was no gas cooktop. So that is a bummer if you're somebody that cooks and that's a must-have for you. And guys, if that's one of the things that's a must-have, that's why you hit us up. There are a lot of different neighborhoods. Some have gas, some don't. And so that's why you give us a shout. We can absolutely help narrow down that search for you. But as far as this kitchen goes, beautiful, right? They have a really nice granite going across all of this, a ton of space. I'm starting to get a feel for this builder, and they like to put a little extra in their kitchen. I feel like there is a woman somewhere in this company that says we need a lot of counter space. So anyways, you've got that here. Obviously a nice job done all the way around. Love the fact that there are multiple windows in this kitchen. You've got one there, 2 here, and again, the sink's off to the side, and you've got another window here. So a lot of big positives for me on this. Another one, this is little, but this is something that drives me nuts. I love to see this when it happens, but they actually finished this out here. And I don't know, yeah, these are actually doors. But I love the fact that this is finished out and not just sheetrock. It just gives a really polished look. And then also the fact that they took tile all the way up to the ceiling over here, it just gives your kitchen that extra oomph, you know? So when somebody's coming over, they're gonna be like, wow, that is nice. But let's keep going here. So as we mentioned before, dining table goes here, and then this is gonna be your living space. And guys, I gotta say, this back patio is awesome. But here, I probably have my couch set up, coffee table, TV over on this wall. You'll probably also notice by now, there are no fireplaces in these homes. I don't hate that. We only have winter for really 2 weeks out of the year. So if you can get by without one, you can get by without one. Some people have to have it. Again, that's why you give us a shout. We can help you narrow those things down. But right over this way is gonna be our master. But before we get there, they did a really good job on this. But before we get there, let's show you the secondary. All right, so master bedroom, boom, that away. Over here, we've got our laundry room, which actually has a mud bench. This goes out to your garage. Really well done. A lot of cabinets once again. And then over here, we've got a bathroom, and this thing looks so cool, right? So very different look here. I love the dark tile in the shower. You've got the accent. Wait till you see the accent in the master. And then back this way, back behind the camera, we've actually got another bedroom. So if you're somebody that wants to have a guest suite down for when your parents visit, or maybe you want to turn that into an office, you've got a space to do that. But let's go check out that master. All right, now once again, not a massive master bedroom suite here, but this is probably, I would say 13 feet wide by probably 11 and a half, maybe 12. Anyways, enough room. It's definitely big enough for what you need. And let's check out this master bathroom, because this is nice. All right, so beautiful job here. Lots of space. You can see they've got the tub across from the vanities, a lot of space on your vanities as well. And the shower is pretty cool. So I know what you're thinking. How much is this place gonna be? How much does it cost to live out here? Well, this is actually gonna be in the first house that we looked at is gonna be in the high 3s, and a lot of these other homes are gonna be in the 4s. All right, so the first house that we saw, there is the actual price, $365 is what they're asking. Over here, $385, $465 for this. Now you're saying, Tom, is that a good deal? I don't know. Sounds like it's a good deal. I'm from California or Colorado. It seems like a lot of house for the money. Is it a good deal out here? Well, everything's a little bit different. Guys, there are so many new builds out here in Granbury. It's ridiculous. And there was a moratorium. So I think what happened was there was a moratorium on building. They got done, and then it was like, boom. If you look at a map right now of new homes, like under 400,000, there's so many of them, right? So if you need somebody to help you navigate, that's what we're here for. But guys, look at the size of this back patio, huh? Pretty good. And also, you still get a yard with this. Now, the next neighborhood we're going to next, I said next twice. This is why I need Jack. Anyways, next one is one of the least expensive communities out here. So we're gonna show you what that looks like. Let's go. All right, this next house that we're gonna be looking at today has a very modern feel to it. So just because we're out here in a lake town, doesn't mean that you can't find stuff that's more modern. There's actually quite a bit of this out here, more so than you would think. So if that's kind of the style that you want, you can actually find it here in Granbury. But let's go check this bad boy out. All right, so right off the get-go, first impressions was like, wow, they actually did a really good job making this space feel huge, because this is only, it's a little under 1,500 square feet, right? So this is a little bit smaller than the first house that we saw today. One of the things that they did here to make this feel so big is they gave us these huge ceilings, right? So that first house we were in, I think those were 9-foot ceilings, which is actually, I mean, that's probably pretty standard, but it feels small. If you've ever been in something with a 10 or 12-foot ceiling, when you walk back into 9, you're like, oh my gosh, these are such short ceilings. Not here. So you get this big open space. You got transom windows up top, which allow a little extra natural light to come in. You've got this modern looking electric fireplace as well. And then your bedrooms, your ensuite, here we go. Your secondary bedrooms, I'm struggling with these today. There's one here, one there, and over here is your bathroom right between to split the two. Now, unfortunately, if you do have multiple kids, there's only one sink there, so they're gonna have to learn how to share. now after looking at those first two kitchens, this is extremely disappointing, right? which is not, it's not a bad kitchen at all, right? It's got what you need. It's either got this nice size island, right? But it's not gonna have all the bells and whistles we saw previously with extra windows in there and under cabinet lighting and secondary uppers and custom cabinets and that kind of thing. These are prefab cabinets. You do get a little space here on either side of your range. Of course, you've got the single tub sink here in the middle, and then you've got a small pantry. So this is nothing over the top here. Storage is definitely a little bit of an issue here. So if you're somebody that's more minimalist, this may actually work well. Otherwise, dressers, right? Here is your laundry room that leads out to your garage. And so you've got enough space there for both of those and to set your stuff on. Now, I know you might be saying, oh my gosh, this is really basic compared to what we saw. Well, just keep in mind that the price point on this thing is under $300,000. Now, right here, we're actually in the dining area space. So you got windows that wrap all the way around, go out to your back patio. And over this direction is gonna be our master. So let's go check that out. So coming into our master bedroom, it's nothing over the top. We've got 10-foot ceilings, which is fantastic, right? And then we've got 4 lights up here in addition to our fan. So nothing over the top. This is probably 13 by 11 and a half or 12 if I had to guess. So a decent sized room. What's not decent is over this direction. Let's go check out the master bathroom. So coming into the master bathroom here, there's actually quite a bit of space in here. Like you can see a lot of space. Couple of things that bother me, I will tell you right now, is there's not enough lights in here. If I'm being completely honest with you, it's pretty dim. You got 2 LEDs here, one over the shower, but that's it. But yeah, the amount of space you have here is fantastic. You have 2 sinks. You also have a giant shower. So if that's something you like, hey, this is it. But I will tell you, there's one thing here your wife is not gonna like. If you're married, this is definitely gonna be a problem. Let's check out this closet. Okay, so we're in the closet. I'm not real sure what you would expect to have happen here, right? You got clothes hanging here, clothes hanging here. I don't know how you get this stuff. This is pretty narrow, not gonna lie to you guys. And you have that and a little bit of space right over here. But yeah, guys, if you're married, I don't know where your stuff goes. You're gonna have to get a dresser, I guess, somewhere. All right, guys, if you are over being claustrophobic, this next property you're gonna love. It's gonna be on some land. It's a beautiful house, completely different price point, going in the other direction. But as you can see here, you have a small backyard, nothing over the top. And one of the reasons that this house is less expensive is just the location. Like, I don't know if you can see here, we've got mobile homes in this neighborhood, and there's a lot of neighborhoods like this throughout Granbury that are kind of hodgepodge, right? We're outside city limits, so property taxes in a lot of these areas are like 1.6%, which is phenomenal as far as like the Dallas-Fort Worth area goes. So you got that going for you, but a lot of times in these neighborhoods that you are outside of city limits, there's no rules. So like along this road driving in, it's like mobile home, nice new house, old crappy house, mobile home, nice house again. So there's just a little bit of everything in here. But if that is something that you don't mind and it's like, you know what, it's more about the house for me and just having a nice space when I'm home, then this could absolutely be an option for you. And so that's why we're showing you all these different kind of things out here. There's a lot in Granbury. There's a lot of different stuff to offer. And matter of fact, we're gonna go completely the other direction. Now you see what some of the least expensive stuff is. We're gonna show you, it's not really even close to the most expensive. It's just something really nice on some land. So let's go check it out. So I wanted to make a quick stop by Pirate Village. Let's get the name right, Tom. It's called Pirate Village, and it's gonna be done here probably in the next month or two. They're putting some finishing touches on the homes over here. These are gonna be the model homes. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to take you through today, but a couple of reasons why I wanted to bring you by here. Number one, it's in a good location. So right Around the corner is HEB, less than 5 minutes. You're 45 minutes to downtown Fort Worth. And I do have to say though, I'm a little disappointed with these guys with such a cool name like Pirate Village. I feel like the facades would have been a little bit different. They could have done like, you know, some rum bottle planters in the flower beds or something. I don't know. They do have some cool light fixtures, so I'll give them that. But I feel like they could have had a little bit more fun with this. But anyways, the other reason I bring you out here is these are going to start in the low 300s. The taxes are great out here. There's not going to be a whole lot of bells and whistles with this community. So you can see there's not a ton of houses. They've got a few inventory going up. So these are probably going to be ready in, I would say, June 2025. Definitely by June, I would say. They're putting the finishing touches up now. So this is one of the reasons you guys call us, because we know about these areas before they even open. We're out here on the ground, and obviously we want to find the best thing that fits your timeline. So even if you're not ready now, if you're 3 months, 6 months out, that always helps so we can be on top of what's coming up. But next we're gonna go show you a really cool home if you've got a little bit bigger budget, and you're gonna like what you see. We get so many phone calls from folks that want that rural type of living. They want to be outside city limits. They want picturesque views. They want mature trees. They want low taxes. They want to be, you know, in a new home. They want to be on some land, all that kind of stuff. And they want it at a good price, but they also want to be close to town, which is like impossible to find. But guys, we might have just actually found it. This is crazy. This is on 2.5 acres. Absolutely beautiful home. One of the crazy things here is this builder will actually build you a shop before you close on the house if you'd like to have a shop. There's actually quite a few here in the neighborhood. You've got mature oak trees here, also all throughout the community. Back over this way is Comanche Peak, which is this plateau. It's absolutely beautiful. It's not, our video is not going to do it justice here. And not only that, but this builder is so thoughtful in what they do. I'm going to point out a lot of these things today. Just here on the porch, you can already see the tongue and groove ceilings. We've got multiple carriage lights on either side, the chandelier right when you walk into the front door. I mean, all of these little things add up. Absolutely beautiful home. Let's go in and take a look around. Now there's two things that I noticed right when I first walked into this house. Number one is you've got this beautiful chandelier, wood ceiling that kind of flows along with the outside, right? And then you've got a whole wall in your kitchen and living room of just windows, right? So this whole rural living that you're getting to see that every day when you wake up and grab that cup of coffee. Now off to the right here is gonna be our dining room. So this is a good sized room. You're gonna notice a really cool light in here. This is gonna be a theme throughout the house. A lot of really cool lighting. And before we get to the kitchen, which is absolutely amazing, I love everything they've done in here, we gotta talk about the extra bedrooms. Secondary bedrooms? Extra bedrooms. I don't know why I said that. Secondary bedrooms. Anyways, they're over this way. Let's go. So just past your living room here, you're gonna have your secondary bedroom. So we've got one bedroom on this side, another bedroom on this side. I feel like I am directing some airplanes. And both of these have an ensuite bathroom. So walking into our first one here, this is probably, these are not massive rooms. This is probably 11.5 by 12. So that's the only downside to this. Couple things to point out, like this builder put in outlets with USB and USB-C that would go right next to your bed. So you've got that for your nightstand, which is awesome. They've also put in extra lighting in both of these bedrooms. So that's one of my biggest pet peeves with new homes is you don't have good enough lights. So they've got a fan, multiple lighting, all that's done for you. You don't have to worry about it. And then let's talk about this bathroom here. First off, there's a ton of space in this bathroom. You have this walkway, you've got a walk-in closet here, which is not small by any means. And then the other thing that I love that they did here, so this is just like one of those little thoughtful things, is they've done edging around this and then they put tile around the whole thing. This tile doesn't run up to the ceiling. It's almost like they planned to have this mirror, they planned the tile. It's just super thoughtful. Then of course, over here in your shower, and this is gonna be a theme that you're gonna see in the other showers, is that they've got like a little niche up top for maybe like razor blades and little things, and then down below for your shampoo. I love that touch. And I also love the overhead here, how they have a slot for all of your towels and things like that. So you don't necessarily have to figure out where to put those or stuff them all in there. I think it's a really cool look. On your other bedroom here, a lot of the same, okay? So you've got same thing with your outlets. You've got the same thing here in your bathroom. I love the way they've done the tile around it. You do have a tub in this one, so if you do have a kid, that sort of thing, you definitely have a tub here in the home. But anyways, now let's go check out the kitchen because it's gonna blow you away. All right, so first look here at the living room. I know I kind of hit it earlier, but damn, right? I mean, this is pretty nice. Like, a couple of things to mention here. I love the fact that they did little built-ins here and they actually put granite instead of just having a wood finish up top, or I guess this would be quartz. And then they did floating shelves here, right? So this is really nice. And one of the things I think builders miss out on a lot is putting lights up top in these. So a lot of times they don't do that. I love when they put lights there. I even love when you put lights underneath each shelf, right? They don't have it here, but I don't know that you need it because there's so much natural light coming in. Of course, you've got these big sliding glass doors here that go to your back patio, which we'll get there here in just a little bit, but let's talk about this kitchen. Wow, am I right? Am I right or am I right? This is such a cool kitchen. So they've got this huge counter here that wraps all the way around, which if you guys have seen enough of my videos, you know I love. Because if you're entertaining, let's say that you've got 4 people sitting here, people can sit around over here. You can actually hear and see each other rather than just having one long line of people and, you know, Bob at the end's going, what did he say down there? You know, you don't want to have that. And guys, there's so much to talk about in this kitchen. First off, you've got cafe appliances here. You've got your oven, you've got your do-it-all microwave, air fryer, popcorner, whatever you need done, that thing does it. And then you've got a gas cooktop here, cafe dishwasher, a ton of counter space, right? You've even got an island here. And then guys, if you love cabinets, I mean, I don't think they could have fit any more cabinets in here. You know, there's gonna be a ton of stuff you could never reach, but you've got it in case you need it. You know, so for Thanksgiving, Christmas, when you're entertaining, you can get that ladder out and get all that stuff from the top. You also have uppers that are lit. That way, if you need some stuff to show off, you got a place for it, right? And then here's the other thing too, right here, I thought that this was your pantry. This is not your pantry. You actually got a real pantry over here, and a couple things I gotta mention. Hopefully you can see this okay. Number one, a spice rack they'd put in. Like, this is something little, not hard to do, especially when you're woodworking guys here, but they got a spice rack. And then I love the finish here, right? They didn't just give you the cheap, you know, 1 by 1 inch board or whatever. They actually finished off the end. So it looks really nice. This thing's deep, and they used a pocket door, right? So this is they're gonna use this in a couple other places here in the house that I'll show you. And another thing to mention too, these are actually solid core doors. So these are the real deal. And so anyways, you've got a pocket door, so it doesn't take up a lot of space here, opening and shutting it, which is great because this is kind of a walkway. Now, you might have noticed the chandelier sitting over here. They have this set up for a little breakfast nook area. I don't know that there's enough space here. I mean, maybe if you had something small, but this is a walkway to your master bedroom. And if you've got bar stools that don't go all the way up underneath, that could be a little bit of a issue. I guess it just really depends on the table that you get. If it was me, I would use the dining room, or I would be eating here the whole time. I wouldn't have anything right here, I don't think. Just beautiful views. Before we get to that master suite, there's one other thing I gotta share with you, because if you've been doing a count on bathrooms, you're like, wait a minute, where'd all the guests go? Right through here. Now, another thing that I love that they did with this bathroom is they did a frameless glass. This is a 3/4 bath, as you would say. They did a frameless glass shower here, which makes this room feel bigger. Now, the thing that I was just sitting here thinking is, like, who's actually gonna ever use this shower? Because every bedroom has their own bathroom. So I don't actually know if anybody would ever use this. Maybe, I don't know. And then, of course, love the LED mirror. It's a modern look in here. It's very nice. Anyways, let's go check out the master. All right, so we got our master bedroom, nothing over the top, good sized room. Again, with the outlets next to where you would put your bed, lots of lighting in here, windows all the way around. You're gonna notice a door here that goes out to your back patio, which is great. If you got pups that sleep in your room, you need to let them out in the morning. And that's gonna lead into our master bathroom. The more of this bathroom you see, the more you're gonna like. First off, it's beautiful. They've got the same quartz here that they've got out in your kitchen. Again, they've done a beautiful job here framing their mirrors. You've got floating shelves here. You've got outlets for all of your needs. Lots of drawers, all that kind of stuff. Now, if you're a lady and you're thinking, hey, I love it, but there's no makeup counter, you got me there. And then maybe the one thing, maybe they could have done that here. You know, maybe they still can. If you give us a call, we can work that out for you. But you've got a beautiful spot here, sort of this nook that's set back with your tub. I love the fact that they've done an accent tile around the top. You've got I keep saying granite, quartz going across the top windowsill, and then another ledge here to put all of your stuff on that you may need. Now, as we keep going, this gets even better. Right here is our shower, and oh my goodness, look how big this thing is. I love the fact that they've got a shower bench across it. They've got separate shower heads. Again, they've done the shower niches. She's got hers. She's got her second one. And guys, you can put your stuff over in the corner, but absolutely massive shower, 2 shower heads. Love it. And it gets better, right? How's it get better, Tom? We've seen the whole thing. Well, you haven't seen the closet. Let's check that out. Yep. Lots of shelves, lots of space. Her side, his side. I'll tell you how I know it's his side. You got a mirror here, big mirror, bench to sit on. You got some daylight. There's actually a second little patio out here, right? So I don't know what you'd use that for, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. I'm kind of thinking that when you build your shop, maybe if you're dirty, you just come right through here to your shower. I think that's a great plan for it. So if your shop's just off to the side here, you got a little exit that comes over this way. But how I know that this is his closet is this right here, a pegboard. Why would you need a pegboard in your closet? Well, obviously to hang your power tools, right? You got a charging port over here, you charge everything up, and that way you get dressed for the day, you grab your tools, and you go work on your projects. Now, as we come out of our bathroom, yes, this thing actually comes all the way through. We're gonna have our mud bench here, which is awesome. Beautiful as well, like everything in this house. You've got your garage over this way. Another thing, like another little thing, there is a ton of lighting in this garage, right? That's another thing that's a pet peeve. Like if you work in your garage, you got stuff in your garage, always gotta get these bright LED lights so I can actually see what's going on. They've got them built in, and then over here is your laundry room. So once again, they did not skimp here. You've got a chandelier. I mean, who doesn't want a chandelier in their laundry room? You've actually got natural light coming through, which I love. That way you can see all the stains your little rugrats have made, and make sure that you get those out. You have a sink over here to wash with. This is interesting. Let me know what you guys think on this. They've separated the washer and dryer bay, and they have a countertop here. And I kind of like it because whenever we do laundry, it's like, where do you put the laundry basket? So if you got a top loader, you can set it right there. But then I guess you're taking from one up and over. I don't know. I think it's interesting, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Anyways, let's check out that backyard. All right, so it's your living room right there. Here's your double doors. One of the things, again, I like about this, you've got screens here. So like it has been beautiful out this last week, and you know, we've been keeping our back door open at our house, and we've just been killing the bugs that are still there the next day that have made it inside. So if you don't want the bugs, then that is a great little feature to have. Again, they've got this wood ceiling out here, a ton of lighting once again. So if you're gonna be hanging out at night, plenty of lighting. Another thing that I love that they did here, a couple of things actually. Number one, we've got outlets here, and over here, and over here, and over here. And you've got water lines. See me see that? Oh, there it is. So you've got hot, cold water. You've got a gas line there. You've got electric that's coming out. So if you wanted to add on a kitchen here, if maybe you wanted to build out and put a pool in, they're ready for you. The other thing, there's an outlet, even an outlet up here. See, boom, there we go. Look at that. Me working the camera at the same time. But yeah, so like if you're putting up Christmas lights, or if you want to put up maybe some of those shades that come down, you've got power out here. They thought ahead. They thought about all these things. These are like little things that cost the builder a little bit of money, but go a long way. They're very expensive if you do it after the fact. So I know what you're thinking. How much is this place? What do I got to spend to be out here? Oh, and by the way, let me even show you this. Let me fix the lighting here. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Just trees and field back behind here. Absolutely beautiful out here. You can hear the birds chirping, you can hear the trees blowing in the wind, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you can see the stars at night because they're big and bright deep in the heart of Texas. Anyways, this is what you're looking for. Hit us up. This house is on the market for $725,000. Although you give us a call, maybe we can work that down. Maybe work in a shop or something. Who knows? You know, you're not going to know unless you call us. If you're looking for something smaller like what we saw earlier in the video, we'd love to help you as well. But if you've seen all of this and you're like, I heard Granbury's like this good town for like getting to know people. It's got like a small town feel. Absolutely. There are some communities here that you get that small town feel. They have golf courses, they have activities, they have all of that kind of stuff that you would typically find in like these new master plan communities. You can find it here as well. So if that's more of the thing that you're looking for, you're gonna wanna check out this video here where we explore 3 of the top neighborhoods in Granbury with a lot of activities and things to do. So definitely check that out. And as always, if you're looking to buy or sell, remember to keep calm, call Tom.